Good morning and welcome to Palm Springs Stadium. We're here for the first matchup of the day on this Friday, June 25th. It's going to be Bombers versus Haymakers. The Bombers up at the plate first, serving as the away team. It'll be the Bombers lineup to face off against Chase Rossman, the lefty. His first pitch to Mason Daniels is in there for a called strike. It'll be Daniels followed by Alfino and Johnson, Richardson, Peralta, Lucas, Betancourt, Smith, Rowan, and Blaschke round out the lineup. Ball high to Daniels, 1-1. Again, that's Daniels, Alfino, Johnson, Richardson, Peralta, Lucas, Betancourt, Smith, Rowan, and Blaschke to round out the lineup. Next pitch from Rossman is fouled off out of play. Chase Rossman in his second game this season. That one misses outside, 2-2. Rossman has gone one inning before now. No decision on that inning. Faced 4 batters, gave up 1 run, struck out 2. This will be his first start on the still young PSCL season. We're a week in. The season started last Thursday, and here we are a Friday later. That one runs inside. It's 3-2 now to Daniels. Three balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, the center fielder, Mason Daniels. Here's the pitch. It sails outside, so Daniels will be aboard with a leadoff walk. That brings up Vinny Alfino, the catcher, batting second. Chase Rossman, 6'2", 215, uncommitted left-hander. Also splits time at first base. Daniels with good speed at first. Rossman's eyeing him down. He'll make a throw over to chase him back. Almost gets away, and it does. It gets away from the first baseman, Matt Espinosa. So Daniels makes it down to second on the E1. So quickly a runner in scoring position for this Bombers lineup. We've seen him a few days in a row here at Palm Springs Stadium. Bombers won 10-2 yesterday, mostly at the hands of their cleanup hitter, Tyler Richardson, a big grand slam that blew it open in the first inning. Here's the first pitch to Vinny Alfino. Fastball high, 1-0. It is 90 degrees currently in Palm Springs at 9:05 a.m. Broken bat grounded to short. Dressler makes the play, and he'll throw over to first to retire Alfino. Moving to third on the play is Daniels. 6-3 put out. That's the first out here in the top of the first. That brings up Deshaun Johnson, the third baseman today, batting third, with the runner 90 feet away. First pitch fastball is outside, 1-0 to Johnson. You know, today's the kind of day where I got to be careful. It's starting to creep up back in temperature to where it was about a week ago. We'll hit mid 100s today. I think the high is 102. Called strike to Johnson, 1-1. The reason I say that is because my lifeline right now is a laptop hanging on by a thread with the chance of overheating. Off speed misses outside, 2-1 now to Johnson. Deshaun Johnson out of Cal State San Bernardino. We've seen him have some big hits here in Palm Springs Stadium. He's in the middle of the order for one of the best offensive teams, one of the most capable with the bat in their hands in the PSCL. Another pitch swung on and missed. 2-2 now to Johnson. Johnson, a Puyallup, Washington native, Emerald Ridge High School. 2020, he had a .279 batting average in 22 games played. He'll take time here. So far this season, he's doing well. I would say a .714 average is pretty good. Batting .714, OPS at 1.8 currently. He is hitting the cover off the ball. Another one misses outside to Johnson that fills the count, 3-2. Second full count that Rossman's already seen in this top of the first. The first one allowed Daniels aboard. He reached second on a throwing error on a pickoff and made it to third on a ground out by Vinny Alfino. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Gets away from the catcher. Heading home is Mason Daniels. He is sliding and he is safe. Bombers take an early 1-0 lead. Mason Daniels, good speed aboard the base paths, and he was able to make his way around without even a hit to do it. Daniels scores on the wild pitch. Johnson is aboard at first. The second walk allowed by Chase Rossman. And that brings up the dangerous cleanup hitter, Tyler Richardson. Richardson only batting .222 early in the season. He is splitting time at the plate and at the DH with Vinny Alfino. So limited at bats, but when he's made it count, he has put the ball over the wall. He has put the ball in the gap. We've seen him do it all. Extra base hits galore. First pitch outside to him, 1-0. As I mentioned already, Tyler Richardson went yard yesterday in a big way. Top of the first inning. The first 3 batters in front of him reached in the lineup, and he sent the first pitch he saw over the left field wall. Rossman from the stretch. Another one outside. Throw to first. They'll say he's safe. First baseman Matt Espinosa made the tag, lost his footing, had to roll around and do a cartwheel around Deshaun Johnson. Two balls and no strikes to Tyler Richardson. Misses high, 3-0 now. Need to find the zone here if you're Chase Rossman. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That one's also outside. Another walk. The third one surrendered in the top of the first. They're going to have a chat with Chase Rossman and see what's happening here. Got to be able to settle down your starter here. Can't let things get out of hand too far in the top of the first. We've seen it happen a few times with other teams. Been nearly a week since we've seen the Haymakers play in Palm Springs Stadium. The Bombers, however, have gotten accustomed to this field. We know that the base paths have been, we got a lot of guys that are running a lot of aggressive base runners so far this season in the PSCL. But we've also seen a lot of mistakes. Guys, some of them you can't control, some of them that, like at first, getting stuck in that nearly a sand trap at first. But it all evens out whenever you let free passes aboard. First pitch to Gary Peralta misses high, 1-0. Peralta serving as the extra hitter today, batting 5th. Next pitch to him is in the dirt. Bombers lead 1-0 early here in the top of the first. Mason Daniels walked, made it to second on a throwing error, made it to third on a ground out by Vinny Alfino, and came home on a wild pitch that walked Deshaun Johnson. Runners are both taking off. Pitches outside, there'll be no throw. Rossman has missed the zone with 5 straight pitches. This time it'll be a chat with his infielder and his catcher. Take a second for the defensive lineup here for the Haymakers. From left to right in the outfield, it's Evan Kramer out in left, Savon Battle in center, Jacob Sprague out in right, third to first, and Spencer Weston at the hot corner. Jacob Dressler's at short, Ryan Rose at second, and Matt Espinosa at first. Jackson Huntley's behind the plate trying to coach Chase Rossman through the rest of this inning. 3-0 count. Peralta was swinging, he missed it. Two runners in scoring position for Peralta. He has a hitter's count, 3-1. Misses high, that'll load the bases. Five batters faced, 4 walks and a ground out. Chase Rossman is not having his day right now. And this is a at-bat you cannot let get past you because Justice Lucas has massive power. First pitch high to Justice Lucas. That's not an easy task. Another one misses high. Pump fake, no throw. 2 balls and no strikes to Justice Lucas. From Destin, Florida, Lucas is. Goes to Faulkner University. Called strike to Lucas, 2-1. A bit generous on the outside part of the plate, but Lucas definitely could have reached it, just maybe not the ideal call. Gets Rossman back in this count, 2-1. Another one misses, 3-1 now to Lucas. Action early here in the Haymakers bullpen. They've got a lefty warming. I believe that's Evan Shaw. Another pitch misses high to Lucas, and he walks in with the bases loaded. They're going to go ahead and take Rossman out of this game. He exits after walking 5 and retiring 1 batter. It'll be Evan Shaw, the lefty, out of the bullpen to try to deal with this damage and try to stop the bleeding. The Bombers lead early here, 2-0 over the Haymakers. We're in the top of the first. We'll be back with the pitching change after this. New left-hander on the mound is Evan Shaw, making his 4th appearance this season. He is not allowed a run in all 4 outings. First pitch to Alex Betancourt is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Shaw has 4 2/3 innings under his belt. He's allowed 3 hits, no runs, 9 strikeouts. He's been really good for the Haymakers. Getting my first look at him, a lot of that action coming over at the turf field. Our second field of play. That one misses from Shaw, 1-1. Evan Shaw out of Minnesota State University, Mankato. That one's inside, 2-1. The bases are loaded for Alex Betancourt, the shortstop today. All 3 runners aboard reached on walks, 5 walks in a third of an inning pitched for Chase Rossman. Fastball in there, 2-2. Boy, if the Haymakers can make it out of this with little to no damage on top of what they've already experienced, might call that a win. The Haymakers have a good lineup. Just need to be able to put them in the position to be able to score to take the lead and not to play catch up. That one misses outside. He wanted the outside corner, but back door was locked. So another full count here. Full count, bases loaded, 1 out, top of the first. Here's the pitch. Fouled off back to the screen. We'll do it again. Alex Betancourt out of Lamar Community College. 6 foot 200. He's in the right-handed batter's box looking for a pitch to hit. Shaw's going to have to throw to him here. Another pitch, foul back to the screen. We'll do it again. Good battle, good at bat. If Shaw loses him, it's not without fighting. Could really use a double play ball here. 2 runs across for the Bombers already. They lead 2-0. Another full count pitch. Breaking ball in there, called strike 3. Froze him with the big looper. Big second out here in the top of the first. First strikeout for Evan Shaw, and it's looking. So Brandon Smith comes aboard in the right-hand batter's box. Bases are still loaded. First pitch swung on and missed. It was in the dirt, but he chased. 0-1. Brandon Smith, a local out of College of the Desert. He's in the batter's box with a chance to add more for the Bombers. Another pitch. Half-hearted swing. It's 0-2 now. This is what Evan Shaw has needed. He's needed to work ahead to batters. With the bases loaded, you can't afford to give up any free passes, can't afford to throw any out of the strike zone without purpose. They call time on the infield. Richardson at third, Peralta at second, Lucas at first. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Evan Shaw works out of the jam. The Bombers score 2 against Chase Rossman. He walks 5, and 2 will come around to score. We head to the bottom of the first. The Bombers leading 2-0. Bottom of the first, the Bombers have taken an early lead 2-0 over the Haymakers. It'll be J.D. Deneen on the mound for the Bombers, taking the mound for his first inning of work against this Haymakers lineup. Started off, it'll be Savon Battle, the center fielder. First pitch to him is cracked into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Mason Daniels chasing. Battle is thinking two, and he's going to throw in, slide, and he's safe. Leadoff double for Savon Battle on the first pitch of the bottom of the first. All I've heard since I've been here in Palm Springs about the Haymakers is that Savon Battle can play. Big competitor, captain mindset. He wants to be the spark plug for this team. And that's how you get your guys all juiced up, already down 2-0 before you even have the bats in your hand. Jacob Dressler, the shortstop, steps in with the runner in scoring position. First pitch to him is a bit low, 1-0. J.D. Deneen on the mound, the left-hander, 5'9", 190. Out of Pasadena City College, he steps off the rubber. Pitch misses high to Dressler, 2-0. Deneen making his third appearance of the season. He steps up again to chase Battle. There was no one covering second, but he looks him back. Deneen's given up 1 run and 1 1/3 inning of work. Battle was going to throw into second. It skitters into center field. Savon Battle takes third on what we're going to have to score as an E1. Deneen made the throw into second base, but no one was covering. Alex Betancourt dove from the shortstop position to try to save it. So now Battle's 90 feet away. Another one misses to Jacob Dressler as 3-0. That one's in there for a called strike, 3-1. Jacob Dressler out of West Valley College, out in Saratoga, California. Swung on and missed. Full count now on Dressler. The shortstop today, Dressler, is 5'10", 180. That pitch is skied down the line. That's going to get down in fair territory. Savon Battle scores. You can hear him from the press box. And in with the sliding double on a bloop down the right field line is Jacob Dressler. Back-to-back extra base hits have the Haymakers on the board. They still trail 2-1, but in scoring position is Jacob Dressler with no outs in the bottom of the first. So the Haymakers already get one back here. Spencer Weston digs into the right-hand batter's box. He's the third baseman today. First pitch runs in and hits Spencer Weston. That's the third hit by pitch this season given up by J.D. Deneen. And it puts a runner on first with the runner already on second. 2 on and no out for Joey Mazzetti, DHing today. Mazzetti out of University of Northern Colorado. He's digging in with the chance to tie the game here, and with an extra base hit, possibly take the lead. Mazzetti, a big utility guy, 6'4", 220, but he plays catcher, infield, and can pitch. Mazzetti out of Santiago High School. First pitch to him is outside, 1-0. Raised in Corona, California. So many of these guys, you look at the script and you say, how did they get here? Local ties. Swung on and missed by Mazzetti, 1-1. Mazzetti 2 for 4 at the plate early this season. Another step off the rubber, chases back Jacob Dressler at second. Mazzetti 2 for 4 currently, 2 RBIs, a double to his credit. The 1-1 is skied into center field, shallow. Mason Daniels coming in. He'll make the catch, no runners tag. That's the first out here in the bottom of the first. Is Jackson Huntley up now, the catcher, in the 5-hole. Still 2 runners aboard for the Haymakers. Will take a second to go over the defensive lineup for the Bombers. From left to right in the outfield is Brandon Smith in left, Mason Daniels in center, and Aiden Rowan in right. From third to first is Deshaun Johnson at the hot corner, Alex Betancourt at short, Robert Blaschke at second, Justice Lucas at first, and Vinny Alfino behind the plate. 2 runners on, 1 out in the bottom of the first. First pitch in to Huntley is a called strike, 0-1. Another one in there. 0-2 now to Huntley. Jackson Huntley, one of many guys out of Palomar College in San Marcos. Another look back for the runner at second. Dressler keeps on getting a large lead and no one's there to hold him on. Huntley out of Poway, California. Another one lifted out of play. Still no balls and 2 strikes to Jackson Huntley. Huntley at one point played club travel ball for San Diego Crush. Former team of Joe Musgrove. In there, called strike 3. He freezes him with the off speed. Jackson Huntley goes down. That's the first strikeout for J.D. Deneen. And a huge second out here in the bottom of the first. So Ryan Rose will bat here, the second baseman. Still 2 runners aboard with 2 outs now. That one's flown down the right field line, but it'll make it out of play. 0-1 to Ryan Rose, Jr. out of Marymount, California University. Rose's junior season, he led the league in RBIs and hits. And in the senior season, he led the league in strikeouts and putouts. Pitch misses inside to Rose, 1-1. Two runners aboard. Dressler's at second with the RBI double. Spencer Weston was hit by pitch. That one's cranked into right center field. Chasing it is the right fielder, Aiden Rowan. It's going to get down for extra bases. Both runners score, and the Haymakers take a 3-2 lead over the Bombers. Big opposite field, 2 RBI double for Ryan Rose. Gives them the lead here in the bottom of the first. So Chase Patterson bats here now. The DH in the 7th spot today comes up with another runner in scoring position. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the first, but the Haymakers have struck back. Chase Rossman allowed 2 runs to score on 5 walks back in the top of the first. And in the bottom of the first, the Haymakers are doing it with 2 baggers. Swung on and missed by Patterson, 0-1. A double by Savon Battle, a double by Jacob Dressler, and a double by Ryan Rose. That one's popped up in the shallow infield. Coming in to make the play is Deneen. He'll do it himself for the 3rd out here in the bottom of the first. The Haymakers come back and score 3 here. We head to the top of the second. Haymakers leading at 3-2. Top of the second, the Haymakers are leading at 3-2. 3 doubles in that bottom of the first have them up by 1. First pitch to Aiden Rowan is flown down the left field line, but foul. It'll be Aiden Rowan, the right fielder, Robert Blaschke, and then the top of the lineup and Mason Daniels here in the top of the second for the Bombers. Evan Shaw is still on the mound. That one's grounded to second. Ryan Rose handles. He'll make the throw over to first to retire Aiden Rowan. So Evan Shaw, the left-hander, came in relief of Chase Rossman. Rossman allowed 5 runners aboard on walks and walked in 2 runs. Evan Shaw came in and got 2 straight strikeouts that ended the inning. On for his first full inning of work. He now faces off against Robert Blaschke, the second baseman. Misses outside, 1-0. Shaw able to work out of the windup for the first time here today. That pitch is in there for a called strike, 1-1. Outside and pops out of the mitt. Two balls and 1 strike. The pitch is swung on and missed. Evens the count 2-2 to Blaschke. Blaschke 1 for 4 in the early going here this season. 1 RBI to his credit, 3 walks. Big thing they look for out of the bottom of the strike, the bottom of the lineup. Rung up, called strike 3. Blaschke had to lean out of the way of that fastball, but they give him the corner. Third strikeout for Evan Shaw. Second out here in the top of the second. Flip the lineup card to Mason Daniels. He walked his first time up. Moved over on an E1 pickoff move that ended up allowing Daniels to score. First pitch swung on and missed. Big hack, nothing coming out of it for Daniels. So we've seen Mason Daniels all over this Bombers lineup so far this season. We've seen him at the 8th spot. He was in the 6th spot yesterday. Moved up to the top today. Breaking ball in there, 0-2. We've seen Brandon Brown out of the leadoff spot. We've seen Mason Daniels playing the matchups today. Thomas Nelson, the head coach for the Bombers. Righty on lefty matchup. Rossman was a lefty, and now Shaw, another lefty in relief. Foul tipped at the plate, still 0-2. So no Brandon Brown in the lineup today. We saw him in the leadoff spot, and he led off the game with a big double, ended up scoring, but pulled up into second base with what seemed like a nagging hamstring injury. So not going to risk that. That one sails outside, 1-2 now to Daniels. So Mason Daniels, we know he has good speed. Had 3 stolen bases yesterday. One-two pitch is grounded down the first baseline, and it's a fair ball. Heading into the corner, the right fielder, Jacob Sprague, chases. He still can't get it. It's going out through the fence, and that's going to be called a ground rule double. Sprague puts up his hands in right field. Says that it bounced out of the field of play. So Daniels, I believe, is going to have to return to second. Not sure if there's such a thing as a ground rule triple. It may just be how they call it if it had bounced around in the corner. It looked like by the time Sprague would have gotten to that ball, Daniels was already about 10 steps past second base. They're going to take a second here, understandably, to go close the gate out in right field, but we'll see where Mason Daniels ends up. He's still on third base. No matter the case, 2 outs and a runner in scoring position for the Bombers now. They're looking to tie this thing up or do more. First hit allowed by Evan Shaw. Matt Espinosa and Jackson Huntley will have a chat with Evan Shaw coming down here. It looks like Daniels is going to stay at third, so they're going to give him a triple. He was able to find the pitch high in the strike zone and was able to lace it right past the glove of Espinosa at first. A lot of room in foul territory, not much room to work with outside of that. Evan Shaw toes the rubber again. His first pitch in to Vinny Alfino is in there for a called strike. Alfino grounded out to short his first time up. That was the only out that Chase Rossman recorded in the first inning. Misses 1-1. That's Mason Daniels' second extra base hit of the year. His first triple. The other one was a double. Called strike. Fastball in there. Alfino couldn't swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes and 2 outs. Evan Shaw looking for another scoreless performance here in the top of the second. Bombers threatening with Daniels 90 feet away. Here's the pitch. Runs inside, 2-2. Swung on and missed by Alfino. Fourth strikeout of the day for Evan Shaw. Strands a runner at third. We head to the bottom of the second. The Haymakers still leading 3-2. Bottom of the second, Haymakers leading this one 3-2. First pitch into Matt Espinosa is outside for a ball, 1-0. The Bombers scored 2 in the top of the first off of Chase Rossman, 5 walks. That one skied out of play, 1-1. The Haymakers struck back in the bottom of the first. They scored 3, 2 doubles back-to-back by Savon Battle and Jacob Dressler put them on the board. And then a 2 RBI double after a hit by pitch to Spencer Weston. That double coming from Ryan Rose gave them the lead. Big breaking ball, barely got a piece of it. It's 1-2. Espinosa won for his first 9 at the plate this season. 2 RBIs to his credit. 3 strikeouts mixed in. That one sails high, 2-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Full count to Matt Espinosa. Dineen's seen 1 full count here today already. That ended up in the RBI double by Jacob Dressler. Here's the break even. Misses, down and low. Espinosa's aboard. First walk allowed by J.D. Dineen. Of the courtesy runner at first for Espinosa. Looks like Sean Levan. It is Sean Levan. It brings up Evan Kramer, the left fielder. First plate appearance here today. That one's grounded to short. It's going to get through for a base hit. Levan holds up at second. Coming up with it is Brandon Smith in left field. So 2 runners aboard here and no outs in the bottom of the second for the Haymakers. That one wasn't hit particularly hard, but the shortstop Alex Betancourt was shading the runner. We know how aggressive these teams in the PSCL are on the base paths. Blaschke at second was playing deep in the hole at second. Now he holds the runner at second on. Here's Jacob Sprague, the right fielder. First one's outside, 1-0. Sprague 1 for 5 in the early going this season. 3 runs scored. He has 2 hit by pitches and a walk. That one's in there, 1-1. Another morning here in Palm Springs Stadium where we're over 90 degrees. Currently 97 outside. Got a piece of it and fouled it back out of play. It's 97 degrees now, but the temperature today not expected to get over 103. One ball and 2 strikes to Jacob Sprague. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball hits the dirt. We've already seen 3 extra base hits out of the Haymakers today. One here can add some big insurance here in the bottom of the second. Two pitches down low. Zavon Battle is on deck. And a big leadoff double that started off the bottom of the first for the Haymakers. He came around to score. That one's in there. Called strike 3. Another strikeout looking. The second one today. That's the first out here in the bottom of the second. J.D. Dineen trying to work his way out of this jam. So Battle steps to the plate. already with the aforementioned double and a run scored. He swung at the first pitch he saw. We'll see what he does here. They call time. Sean Levan on second, running for Matt Espinosa. Espinosa walked. Base hit by Evan Kramer. Breaking ball outside, 1-0. Talking to some of this PSCL staff that have been over at the turf field watching the Haymakers. Again, this is the first time we're seeing them at Palm Springs Stadium in, I believe, 5 days. Savon Battle has the captain mentality. He wants to be the spark plug for this team. He grounds that one up the middle. It's handled by Betancourt, but it gets under his glove. Coming around to score is Sean Levan. The throw is late. Haymakers take a 4-2 lead. Betancourt had to go to one knee to make the grab at second. It got under his glove. So in there safely is Evan Kramer. Savon Battle reaches on the fielder's choice. Still only one out here in the bottom of the second. The Haymakers threatening to add even more. They've taken a 2-run lead over the Bombers. Deneen's going to get a new baseball here. In steps Jacob Dressler in the right-hand batter's box. RBI double already today. This is high with it, 1-0. Lefty on righty matchup. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Dressler worked Deneen to his first full count today. That at-bat went 9 pitches. 9th pitch he saw. He's sent it into right center field for an RBI double. 2 runners aboard here now. Another one misses outside. 3 straight out of the zone for Deneen. Three balls and no strikes. Dressler jumped on a fastball he saw with a 3-2 count. Can't throw anything that'll just get you over here. I would go breaking ball. He goes fastball. Dressler takes 3-1. Deneen set again at the hip. Outside corner. Good pitch. Jacob Dressler has not swung in this at bat. Draws the count full, 3-2. That one's skied in the left center field. Mason Daniels, the center fielder, comes over. He'll make the catch, tagging, bluffing at second. This is Evan Kramer. That'll be the second out here in the bottom of the second. That brings up Spencer Weston. Still good speed on the base paths. Evan Kramer and Savon Battle. At first and second for Spencer Weston. He was hit by a pitch on the first pitch he saw his first time up. In the dirt. Alfino blocks it. This is our 8th day of PSCL action. We started last Thursday. Both of these teams sitting at 3-2. Something's got to give. Fouled off by Weston, 1-1. One ball and one strike to Spencer Weston. That pitch is grounded to the left side. Handling it as the third baseman, Deshaun Johnson. He makes a throw over to first. And that'll retire the side. So J.D. Deneen works his way out, only allowing one run, but the Haymakers do strike for it and take a 4-2 lead. We head to the top of the third. Bombers bats up next. Top of the third, Bombers and Haymakers. Haymakers leading this one 4-2. Sam Walters on the call today for my partner, Steve. We have a special guest on for the top of the third. Why don't you introduce yourself, Tyler?
Well, I'm Tyler. I'm the assistant GM of the Collegiate League, and it's great to be up here. I haven't ventured up to the press box that often, but happy to be here right next to you, Samuel.
Yeah. Always a lot of fun. These solo broadcasts, bringing someone in, we bring in the relief pitcher. This is how we have those good conversations, but
we tend to go down the rabbit hole.
Yes, go down the rabbit hole. First pitch in to Deshaun Johnson is a called strike, 0-1. So tell me about your impressions of the league so far.
It's going really well. We got a lot of good talent from around the nation, 300-plus players coming out, and they seem to all be eager to get out onto the field and play ball, especially for a lot of them not being able to play for 2 years because of COVID.
That's right. 1-1 swung on a miss by Johnson, 1-2.
And it's been a nice mixture of your junior college kids all the way up to some D1 kids competing against each other, and it's something that you really don't get to see that often. And these guys are always eager to come to the field and get work in.
Yeah, a lot of local guys, a lot of guys that have connections to the coaches, other players, teammates. I mean,
and what's kind of unique about this league, too, is that these coaches aren't only here to help out these players to develop into the better players, but they're also trying to help them move on to other opportunities, whether it's transferring to a four-year university or making a switch to a different program.
That's right. Guys are looking for opportunities all over, varying interests. That one smacked into right center field. That's going to be extra bases for Deshaun Johnson. Tell me if you've seen this before. Deshaun Johnson is heading into second, and he's going to go for third. The throw's coming in. Deshaun Johnson is sliding with the stand-up triple.
You know, with this park being big, if you have a speed and hit it into the gap, it's doubles all day, or if you have speed like him, you can leg it out into a triple.
That's why he splits time with the power, the big bat of Deshaun Johnson. He walked earlier and scored a run, and now he's at third base, 90 feet away for Tyler Richardson. We've seen the pop out of Richardson's bat, had a grand slam in the first inning yesterday. A lot of these bats neutralized, but they capitalized early in the top of the first. 5 walks by Chase Rossman. Now we'll see if they get the chance to swing here against Evan Shaw. Fastball misses high, 1-0. All right, I got to ask you, who's your early favorite for the PSCL championship?
That is a good question. I've always enjoyed the Bombers, so been working with Thomas a lot. So I'm kind of pulling for Thomas and his Bombers, but I don't know. It's a lot of good competition all the way around, so I feel like it's kind of up for grabs. Who are you going with?
I'm not sure. My impression right now is that guys are just getting settled in, and the best thing you can gauge for a better team right now is offense. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of high-powered offenses so far, but my early pick has probably got to be the Blue Sox. One's grounded through the hole on the right side. The Bombers strike for 1. Tyler Richardson RBI single cuts the deficit to 1. The Haymakers now only lead 4-3.
Why the Blue Sox?
Because, in my opinion, right now, they have the best pitching staff. I think at the current moment, the guys that they're throwing out there on a daily basis are giving them a better chance to go out there, you know, not only with quality starts, not only with good innings, good situational pitching, but the offense is able to back it up quite easily. They've had a couple of blowouts. That's why their run scored this season is so high. I believe it sits at 53 currently. It's foul backing out of play by Gary Peralta. But if you can go out there consistently and know that your guy is going to string together innings, be able to put together solid outings each time. I mean, we've seen Michael Stanford do that. We've seen Cody Miyamoto. He got roughed up a little bit yesterday. That was their first loss. The Blue Sox now sitting at 5-1. But I do agree, this Bombers team is special. They have a lot of guys that are not only very talented with the bat in their hands, but they don't get themselves out very often.
That's true.
Pitch runs in and hits Gary Peralta. He'll take first base.
And you're 100% right, though. In a league like this, it always comes down to pitching, and whoever has the better pitching in the end tends to make the deeper push into playoffs and then into the championship game.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of guys that are out here are not only playing in the infield, playing in the outfield. These guys are splitting time between the mound and playing their positions. We have a lot of POs in the league. We have a lot of guys that are wanting to get their innings in and their innings only, but to be able to be versatile is a great skill.
Yes.
A lot of these guys are getting their first look on the mound since they've been in college. So not only is it important that they are going out there and getting the feel for pitching again, a lot of these guys haven't competed with their programs in over a year and a half, but they're also getting the feel for what it's like to play with college guys. They're getting the feel for what it's like to be able to compete for a championship. Some of these guys may not have been in those big high school programs that are competing for the CIF, like a Harvard Westlake or Jay Sarah or any of those. But first pitch is into Justice Lucas, called strike.
And with it being a week into it, I feel like a lot of guys are starting to settle down. They're starting to get in the groove of things. They're starting to get familiar with the ballpark and how it plays, especially over on the turf field. It tends to play a little bit faster with it being turf.
That's right. Big jump at second. Swung on and missed by Lucas. Throw goes to second.
Oh.
Hopping over the shortstop, Jacob Dressler, was Gary Peralta, and they're going to get him for the first out of the inning. Gary Peralta tried to avoid the shortstop Dressler by lunging over him. Track star Gary Peralta gets himself out by doing that. I think if he had gone in there standing or even maybe even sliding, he would have had a better chance of avoiding the tag. Glad Peralta's okay. He kind of got into second base awkwardly.
And if baseball doesn't work out for him, he can always go to the track and field team and do some hurdles.
That is very true. He full extension, a full scissor kick over the shortstop Dressler. Regardless, that's the first out here in the top of the third.
But it also did allow the runner to advance to third, so we got a runner in scoring position now.
That's right. Tyler Richardson 90 feet away for Lucas. Still waiting on the bat of Justice Lucas to wake up. Not that he's batting particularly horribly this season. He does have 3 hits to his credit. Just with that big frame, you expect big pop. I think if he gets a hold of one, might not ever see that baseball again. Hello, Turf Field. Hello, Palm Canyon Drive. Evan Shaw's breaking ball misses. 2-1 now to Lucas. So not to mention that Jackson Huntley's throw to second was also pretty great.
Yes.
That was on the money, and even though it led the shortstop Dressler up towards the first base side. That one skied. First base side. Oh, Espinosa made the catch. Thought that one was going to get out of play, so Justice Lucas goes down on the pop out in foul territory. But not only to mention the great tag by Dressler at short, but a good throw by Huntley. We've seen a lot of guys thrown out, being aggressive, you know, those things are going to happen. They'll concede one runner, especially if it's not the lead guy.
Correct.
So 2 outs now here in the top of the third. Alex Betancourt grabs a bat, and he struck out his first time up. First pitch to him misses. Betancourt was the first batter that Evan Shaw faced, and he struck out looking on a full count. Richardson still 90 feet away. That one's in there.
That was a good pitch.
There's not many guys that are coming out here on the mound just trying to throw, you know, put it in the zone. They're really trying to paint the corners. A lot of guys attacking the zone, just doing it without having to, you know, square one in the wheelhouse for some of these guys.
And for a lot of these pitchers who are coming out here, they don't really have that many secondary pitches, so it also gives them an opportunity to learn something new from these collegiate coaches who have experience being a pitching coach and develop a secondary pitch where they can get more strikes.
Think of Zach Novus from the North Stars notably. Swung on and missed by Betancourt. He's now down 2-2. Haymakers leading this one 4-3. 2 outs in the top of the third. Here's the 2-strike pitch. In there, inside corner, called strike 3.
Good pitch.
Another fantastic location by Evan Shaw with the fastball. Freezes Alex Betancourt for the third out here in the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the inning. Haymakers still leading this one 4-3. That's out. We lost it. You are the structural expenses.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, I'll be on 5th or 4th, whatever inning they are in.
Bottom of the third, it'll be Mazzetti, Huntley, and Rose to face off against J.D. Deneen in his third inning of work. Haymakers leading this one 4-3 still. Sam Walters still here with Tyler.
Enjoying my time up here.
It's a nice time. We have fun up here.
Yeah. It's very nice. It's a nice clear day out here today. Not much of a breeze, but I'm glad that humidity's gone though.
Yes. Dry heat has made its return.
Mm-hmm. Kind of got teased a little bit with that cloud cover. Made it for a nice cool mornings for the past few days.
Humidity sitting at 12% today.
Okay.
First pitch in, the Mazzetti misses. 1-0.
I heard you earlier say it's going to be 103 today. I feel like I should bring out my sweater. It's kind of cool for us.
A bit. We've seen a bit hotter. Only record temperatures. That one's rolled over to third.
Nice play
Deshaun
at
Johnson
third.
makes the play. He'll throw over to first with the first out here in the bottom of the third. That was a nice play by Johnson. He nearly lost his footing but was able to keep the glove on the ground. Seen a lot of guys lose their footing here on the infield and allow some of these rollers to get under their glove. And that's why Johnson splitting time with the power. He's got good defensive prowess out in the field and even bigger bat. 5-3 putout brings out Jackson Huntley. Struck out looking his first time up. Breaking ball doesn't quite break us 1-0.
Looks like there's a lefty for the Bombers down in the bullpen warming up right now, so might be a day for our starter.
Looks like Jake Matisse warming up. Swung on and missed by Huntley. 1-1. Yeah, that's Jake Matisse warming up in the Bombers bullpen, so we'll see how much longer J.D. Deneen goes. Speaking with head coach Thomas Nelson before the game, ideally he was looking for 3 to 4, so if he can finish this one here, happy coach. Is there a saying for like happy coach? You know, you have happy wife, happy life.
Yeah,
Happy coach, happy...
I was trying to think of something that rhymes with coach, but can't really come up with anything right now.
Happy roach?
Yeah.
There's a pretty happy roach up here in the power press box the other day. A big old beetle, roach, beetle, something, flew up in the press box and about knocked me out of my seat.
Oh, jeez. I know if that was the PSCL coordinator, he would have been running down the stairs.
Yes, quite. Our buddy Reese, he'll be on in a few minutes. Get him on for the top of the fourth. Not a fan of insects, are you, Reese? Two 2-1 pitch to Huntley. Foul tipped at the plate, 2-2. So Deneen has settled down here. He's allowed 4 runs to score for the Haymakers, but
getting 3 to 4 innings of good pitching, that's good for our arms. It'll just allow them to keep on playing and going further into the season and give more guys opportunities.
that one's skied into right field. Coming in as the right fielder, Aiden Rowan. He's under it. He makes the catch. Second out here in the bottom of the third.
Going off of what I said, I think the biggest task for these coaches out here is managing their arms and making sure that they're not getting taxed out early so they can continue playing for the 4 weeks that they're out here.
That's right. You got to think a lot of these guys don't have to go 5 innings to qualify for a win or a loss. The decision could come in 3 or 4 depending on how many innings we get through in the allotted time in these games. A game like this one, we're about an hour and 15 minutes in. Could go another one, and we couldn't make it to the 5th. Ooh, ground to the third. Another good play by Johnson, ranging to his left. And that's a third out here in the bottom of the third. We head to the top of the 4th. The Haymakers leading 4-3. Thanks for coming on, Tyler.
Appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your time with Reese. We might get some hockey time in.
Yeah. If you don't like hockey, then maybe mute the broadcast for the next 15 minutes or so. Thank you, Tyler. We'll be back for the top of the 4th after this.
this is going on the Grand Canadian corner.
What?
Canadian corner with Sam and Reese. You're good. Wait. What's your name, Sam? Are you able to get there? Oh, that's sick. I sent that to my mom. Mom's gonna love that.
We've reached the top of the fourth. The Haymakers still leading this one 4-3. A new right-hander on the mound for the Haymakers. That's Luis Santamaria taking over after 2 2/3 innings of work from Evan Shaw. 1 earned run, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. They give the ball over to a new right-hander. He'll face off against Brandon Smith, Aiden Rowan, and Robert Blaschke. Now joining me in the box, Reese. How are you doing today, Reese?
Hey, Sammy. Thanks for having me here.
First pitch has popped up into the outfield grass, handled by the shortstop, Jacob Dressler, for the first out. So, Reese, explain a little bit about your role with the PSCL. Tell the people at home what you do.
Yeah, so right now this season I came in as the PSCL coordinator. Is it up now? We're good. Sorry, my mic was a little low there, guys. I came in as the PSCL coordinator.
First pitch into Rowan is called strike.
And basically my role here is just to take care of all the operations off the field. I don't have much of any of a baseball background. And so mostly in hockey.
Grounded on the first baseline foul, 0-2 to Rowan.
And so prior to this, I was working player development with the Western Hockey League. Worked with Treadstone Sports Agency. They're marketing NHL athletes. And then now I'm trying to broaden my horizons here. I'm from Canada, so I'm trying to make an impact here down in the States and get a part of this.
Reese Jaqueta.
Cicada.
Jaqueta.
Cicada, yeah, it's Italian. So
Sure it is.
kind of, oh, it is, yeah. My dad was born and raised in Italy. And fun fact, on my mom's side, my grandfather was from Zimbabwe, Africa. And my grandmother was German, so I'm kind of a mix of everything out here.
Yeah, you're a mutt. Breaking ball gets away from Santa Maria. It's 1-2. So, since you're Canadian and since you don't have much of a baseball background, we've already talked PSCL teams. Before we get into your Canadian corner, as we'll call it, give me your impression of some of the teams in the league, even though you don't have a hands-on, on-field role with the teams. What are you liking so far about the PSCL?
You know what? And I'm learning a ton just being, in that coach's office with Casey and all the other coaches in the league. On the sport, per se, a lot of, based on what I've been watching, I mean, obviously there's been a little bit of a struggle pitching, but the hitting has been phenomenal.
I agree.
So far.
That one skied in the shallow infield. Calling off as the third baseman. Yep, third baseman Spencer Weston will make the play. Second out here in the top of the fourth.
But a lot of these kids, man, they're having fun out here, and
we are too.
That's why we're up here.
Yep.
They're having a blast. They haven't played in a while. One team I like to look at is the A's. That's a team that they have great pitchers. They obviously in a bit of a slump right now, but their hitting has been phenomenal, and they have such a great team environment. I think they were down 16-3 when they were here in this field, and they had the biggest cheer I've ever heard out of anyone. I don't even know what it was about. Was it about a hit or something? Or
I think it was Seidai Yoshida on the mound for them. He is completely electric. First pitch to Robert Blaschke, misses high, 1-0. Complete electricity out of the bullpen for the A's.
And you need that, honestly. You need that team spirit. You can't be too serious. You said your favorite for the championship is the Blue Sox?
At this current moment.
No, they're going to crack. I can tell it right now.
What do you see that makes you think that?
They're too serious. They have great pitching, don't get me wrong. They're too serious, and being too serious in this heat, it's gonna hit you hard.
I think that's definitely a fair point. At this current moment, we are 1 week into the PSCL season. That one misses to Blaschke. It's 2-1. We're 1 week in, 1 week and a day into the PSCL season. And we've seen most teams play 5 or 6 games so far. So the Blue Sox being ahead right now means literally nothing. Nearly nothing. It doesn't mean any. It's not a knock on their accomplishment so far. It's 3-1 out at Blaschke. Not a knock on their win so far. They lost their first one of the season yesterday. No one expected them to go undefeated. But what we're seeing is a lot of guys that have their emotions controlled on the field. Blaschke goes and foul tips at the plate. He goes to the derriere.
The mound's a little slippery out there, I think.
Yeah, back behind home plate, it can definitely get slippery too. Blaschke took a swing, took a step up the third baseline, and went down to the rump. He's drawn it to a full count here, 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Santa Maria looking for a clean 1-2-3. Breaking ball misses, so Blaschke's going to reach.
You know, you got to look at the teams that have the best bondage with each other. And if they get hot, oh, it's game over for those guys. Imagine if the A's win their first playoff game, if they make playoffs. If they win their first playoff game, no one's stopping them. that momentum there is going to hit other teams like a bus.
I think it starts from the top. Their head coach, Don Brace, he's just such a funny guy, a lively coach, hands-on, knows how to work with players, just a super personable guy.
He gave me a stat the other day. He's had more losses in his baseball career here than he has in throughout. I think he had 3 in college.
Wow.
And 4 here so far.
First pitch to Mason Daniels is fouled off and out of play, 0-1.
Has there been any players that have stuck out to you, Sam?
A lot of guys give me good impressions. I'm not going to mention the guys that split time with the Power because obviously they're here and they're doing well so far, well enough to be able to make it onto the big guy team. But I've already mentioned Savon Battle on this team playing center field for the Haymakers today. I had a lot of good reads from other people in the PSCL about him. Another one's fouled off by Daniels, 0-2. And I'll tell you a guy in the Bombers I really like. Right now it's Justice Lucas. I think that early in the season right now, he is a guy that's splitting time with the Power, hasn't started yet for them. But that's a guy that I think that if he starts to see the ball well, he's going to take off in a big way. But a lot of guys have the talent to be able to do whatever they want to do here in the PSCL. It's just a matter of being able to mind over matter the heat. Runner takes off, is grounded to short. Handling it and throwing over to first is Dressler for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll finish that thought in the bottom of the 4th. You haven't had enough of Reese yet. Haymakers still lead this one 4-3. Bottom of the fourth, the Haymakers still up in this one 4-3. J.D. Deneen returns to the mound for his fourth inning of work. First pitch into Chase Patterson is a called strike, 0-1. A couple of defensive switches for the Bombers. Gary Peralta's in at first. They move Connor Lang out to left field. And at shortstop now is Matt Gonzalez. Breaking ball misses. Patterson 1-1. I'll tell you another guy. Still have Reese on the broadcast, by the way. Sam Walters on play-by-play, and Reese here for the Canadian corner. We'll see how long Reese's leash is. That one's skied in the infield. Heading over is Gonzalez. He makes the catch. First pitch pop out.
This is the trailer for Canada Day, July 1st. Stay tuned.
Canada Day is going to be a full day. Hopefully we'll have 3 of us in the box that day. But if not, Reese is definitely going to have some time on the air.
Talk about the greatest nation in the world. Second greatest. I do love America.
Okay, you can't come up here spitting Canadian propaganda.
I caught myself there a bit.
First pitch into Espinosa misses low, 1-0.
Although the Cup's coming home now. Montreal Canadiens last night. Great overtime win against the Vegas Golden Knights.
That's right. Maybe a lot of Golden Knights watching today. We got people from all across the country watching this game, but
Well, I am so sorry, Vegas, that your team lost. You don't mess with Canada.
do not mess with Canada. That is quite true. You see that plane out in left field?
Holy crap.
Random note, I don't know if you can see it on our camera.
It's coming in on the left side there.
You rarely ever see airplanes take off like that. Actually, I'm not sure if it's taking off. Another one misses to Espinosa, 2-1. I can't tell if it's taking off or if it's rounding to try to land. The airport is about 2 miles from here in Palm Springs at the stadium. We just saw a jet make a hard right. I'm not sure where they're heading. Maybe they're heading back to Palm Springs, Florida. 3-1 now on Espinosa.
Flying into here, though, they do come right across here at the baseball stadium. You get a great view.
That's right. I saw plenty of planes cross right in front of me on the way out here on my drive from Georgia, but most of those were crop dusters. That one smoked into left field in the air. Routine fly ball for Mason Daniels for the second out here.
Does Georgia have a day? A special day? Is there like a
Special day.
like a national Georgia day?
We don't have state days, but what Georgia does have is a couple of cool things that are happening now. I think that, here, I'll tell you this. I know for sure that Georgia has a National Peach Day, of course.
Well, yeah, you have to.
Couldn't tell you when it is.
Get
but
your
there is
peaches
one.
down in Georgia.
That's right. Jay
Thank-
Beebs, Mr. Canada over here.
Mr. Canada, you're welcome, America.
First pitch to Evan Kramer, swung on and missed, 0-1. He did come out with the song of the summer, I would say. One of them, at least,
You killed it.
on repeat.
Him and Drake, you guys got a treat from us.
And the weekend.
Oh yeah, we gave you the weekend too. Carly Rae Jepsen,
That's right.
Tate McRae is coming up. She's from my hometown in Calgary.
How about that?
Dance with my little sister.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Did, like, dance lessons, you mean?
No, like they competitively danced against each other. She was a big dancer.
Ground ball to short, handled by Matt Rodriguez. I don't think we've had enough of Reese. So Reese might return for the top of the fifth. We'll see what happens.
We'll finish off. We got some more hockey talk.
That's right. We're heading to the top of the fifth. Haymakers still leading this one 4-3. Top of the fifth, Haymakers still controlling this one 4-3 over the Bombers. It'll be Alfino, Johnson, and Richardson scheduled due up against Luis Santamaria in his second inning of work. He got through the fourth, only facing one above the minimum because he walked Robert Blaschke. First pitch fouled back to the screen by Alfino. It's 0-1. Still here with Reese in the press box. So we're talking hockey now? Is that what's happening?
We could get into some hockey here. It was a big night last night for the Montreal Canadiens.
Tell me about it. I'm not a hockey guy myself.
Well, Cup hasn't come home to Canada. It's rifle home. Since 1993 when Montreal won it last. And their closest was 2011 to Vancouver. But you can't cheer for the Canucks after that riot. You can't cheer for them. So finally, Montreal, really underdog story. They barely made the playoffs this season, actually. Their GM, Mark Bergevin,
Pitch misses. It's 1-2 now to Alfino.
Mark Bergevin, he's honestly one of the best GMs in the league. They're one of those guys who just sticks to their guns. And you got to appreciate it. They have the best goaltender in the world in Carey Price, one of the agents, one of our clients there at Treadstone.
Misses low to Alfino, 2-2.
And they have that Wisconsin kid, an American, Cole Caulfield. So they have a great lineup there. And finally in the Stanley Cup final, first time in 10 years exactly.
Wow.
They were in the Stanley Cup final, Canadian team. So they're most likely, they have Tampa and New York play Game 7 tonight. That'll be an interesting one, and winner of that goes in. It'd be sweet to see the Islanders get in there.
As the breaking ball misses, 3-2 now to Alfino.
They have a couple old franchises there. The Staten Island. Have you been to Staten Island? That's kind of close your way, is it not?
Staten Island? From Georgia?
Oh, everything on the East Coast, I assume, is close together.
No, it's probably about a 16-hour drive.
Oh.
Chopped foul at the plate.
Home of Pete Davidson, hilarious
Know that.
comedian.
Know that.
Have you seen The King of Staten Island, that movie?
I have not gotten the chance to yet, but I've seen a lot of his specials.
Oh yeah.
And I watch SNL sparingly.
You do, or?
Here and there.
I love SNL. I think he's leaving SNL though, unfortunately.
I think that's the rumor. Nothing confirmed until they just never come back again.
Oh, they'll be back.
Good battle here at the plate. Alfino fouls off another one.
That's one thing I love the U.S. is you guys have all that film stuff here, too.
Film stuff. Tell you who's getting big into film now is Georgia.
That's what I was listening the other day, and you were saying that.
Thank you.
What do they have there? They have that Childish Gambino, Donald Glover show from Atlanta.
That's right. Filmed in Atlanta, filmed about Atlanta. What do you think, Marvel?
Marvel's
Now
out
it's
there.
tapped in the field of play. Santa Maria hustles over, but they'll say it's a dead ball. Looks like Alfino fouled it off of his foot. He's laboring to limp right now. Looks like he's okay, just the shock of it all. Don't want to try to do too much. We've seen a couple of these. Not too many shin guards, not too many pads on these guys here in the league. We've seen guys go without batting gloves, so. Looks like Alfino's okay. He might have a new catcher behind the plate for him this next half inning, but he'll hang in there for the next 3-2 pitch. Hockey players know a bit about padding. They don't know a bit about it being in the heat, though.
No, no, unless one of those outdoor classics in Anaheim.
That one is lifted, shallow left field. Calling off everyone is the shortstop, Jacob Dressler. He'll make the play. First out here in the top of the fifth.
Although, man, to get hit with one of those balls as a baseball player, I couldn't imagine.
You mean like a pop-up, a fly ball?
No, like a pitch. That's what I'm scared about.
Oh, to foul it off of your foot.
Oh, yeah. I got one. I got a puck in the teeth there. I lost 2 teeth. Wouldn't
Really?
wish that on my worst enemy.
That does not sound very fun.
Worst pain ever. They actually had to shove it back in there.
So they are your original teeth.
Well, no, the one didn't catch.
R.I.P. to one of Reese's teeth.
So the other one probably is going to come out too the next day or next. I don't know how many years. It's a day-by-day thing.
Reese's tooth is listed as day to day. First pitch to Deshaun Johnson misses inside is 1-0.
Sam, how many home runs have we gone out here?
I believe at this point it is 2.
On this stadium?
On the stadium, including power games,
No, not including power games.
I believe we've seen 2. We saw a grand slam by Tyler Richardson, who's due up. He's in the on-deck circle right now for the Bombers. He hit that one yesterday in the top of the first. Foul tipped at the plate, 2-1 now to Johnson. Yeah, big grand slam yesterday for Richardson, and we saw one by J.D. Day of the
Right.
Chill. Shortstop lifted one over the right field wall. Wouldn't mind seeing another one here. The Bombers could use it. They're down by 1 run, 4-3. Top of the 5th with 1 out.
Oh.
That one smacked into center. It's not home run distance, but it might get over the head of Battle. He's there, tries to make a basket catch. It gets over his head. It's off the wall. Heading for 3. Deshaun Johnson is in there with his 2nd triple of the day.
Wow. That was a
Deshaun
great
Johnson
shot.
absolutely put the mustard on that ball. He saw a breaking ball he liked and sent it almost 400 dead center.
This is Tyler Richardson right
Tyler
here.
Richardson is at the plate now. Richardson has walked and had an RBI single back in the 3rd. He's got a runner 90 feet away looking for the tie ball game.
See if he has a Phil Mickelson bomb in him. You watch any golf, Sam?
A little bit. I know about Phil.
Phil's only hits bombs.
Maybe a Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, is he the next guy now? Is he the big guy now?
Not exactly the next big guy, but he's got one of the most iconic and funny and ridiculous tee-offs. He's insanely strong. He goes in basically Happy Gilmore's every single tee. So if you have a hole that plays like a par 4, par 5, over 1,000 feet, Bryson DeChambeau is going to find the green. Like, he is up there swinging for the metaphorical fences.
He's American too, eh?
Pretty sure. Infield's in. First pitch to Tyler Richardson. Fastball catches the outside corners. 0-1.
That's one thing I want to witness while I'm out here. Is it'd be cool to see a PGA Tour.
Definitely. I made it out for the Masters one time before.
Man, that would have been phenomenal. How was that?
It was cool. I was there for a practice round. Had a lot of buddies that worked it. I grew up an hour from the Masters. So
Oh, really? Okay.
that one's in the dirt. 1-1 now to Richardson. Yeah, I grew up in Louisville, Georgia. Sure you heard of it.
Oh, yeah. They have those little red birds, right?
Of course. No relation to Louisville, Kentucky, everyone.
Oh, I think I got that confused.
Yeah, the Cardinals play in Louisville, Kentucky. That's their collegiate team. Pitch misses to Richardson, 2-1.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. That's
It makes sense. They're spelled the same.
yeah. You guys need to come up with some new names. Come on, America.
I don't think I know many Georgia cities named after Canadian ones, but that one's chopped in the infield. Holding at 3rd is Deshaun Johnson. They'll make the throw over to first for the 2nd out at the top of the 5th.
I don't think we have we mix our city names with you guys at all.
It doesn't seem like there's much overlap. I think the overlap mostly comes from overseas in England.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we take a bunch from England too as well.
Yeah, the UK, all of the shires and villes and tons, Binghamton.
Oh yeah. Oh, we have a Binghamton actually, or do we?
There's
Yeah,
a
we have a
Binghamton in New York.
I think there's one in Ontario. I want to say.
We didn't transfer over the province thing from Canada, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's. I kind of like the province thing. I don't know.
Breaking ball high to Peralta, it's 1-0.
State sounds more cooler though. Like
What about it sounds cooler?
I don't know, just state. It's like it's like a slash. I don't know. Compared to province, province just sounds like
So
stuck
fancy.
up. You
It's
know?
snooty.
Yeah.
It is snooty, I agree.
Prime Minister.
Another one misses to Peralta, 2-0.
We also don't have a vice prime minister. Fun fact. You guys have a vice president. We don't have a vice prime minister. It's just his party, Justin Trudeau.
2 balls and no strikes. Pitches outside. 3-0 now to Peralta.
How many outs are we at?
We're at 2 outs now in the top of the 5th.
Coming close. I should probably get back to work.
This might be Reese's last out, so we're going to make it count. Reese, make a call here. What's going to happen?
Home run.
Well, you still got a chance.
Hey, you gotta risk it all.
Still got a chance. That's a called strike on Peralta, 3-1.
Okay, I'm gonna change mine.
Okay.
He is gonna go right. He's gonna hit the ball right.
He's going to hit it right field.
Yeah, he'll be in the zone.
RBI single.
Oh, dang it.
That one's grounded to short. Throw from Dressler is in time at first. That's the 3rd out of the 5th, and sadly the last out that we'll have Reese here on the broadcast. We're heading to the top of the 6th. Reese, thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys. We'll see you July 1st, Canada Day.
That's right. The Canadian corner has come to a close. Haymakers still looking to close this one out. They lead 4-3.
I love doing this. They're fun all day.
Doing colors.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of Do you and Steve like switch it at all, or?
I take the third one. Sometimes third one. Yesterday, I'm taking home. Second.
Huh?
It is 4-3. 4-3.
Hey, thanks, Sammy.
No problem, man. All right, I won't see you until July 1st. That's right. Bottom of the 5th, it's Sprague, Battle, and Dressler. Scheduled to face off against J.D. Deneen, still working through for the Bombers. They trail by 1 run, down 4-3 here. Quickly, 2 called strikes on Sprague. Want to thank Reese and Tyler for coming on the broadcast. I've got the solo call. Again, this is Sam Walters for my partner, Steve. Breaking ball misses 1 and 2. Haymakers have gone down 1-2-3 in 2 straight innings. Deneen has really settled in. That's grounded to third. Easy roller for Deshaun Johnson. Throw to first is in time. The Haymakers have scored 4 runs. That's 4 runs on 4 hits. A couple of RBI knocks in the first. First pitch swinging. Savon Battles in there in the right-hand batter's box. He had a double that led off the bottom of the first and reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Breaking ball doesn't quite catch the outside corner. It's 1-1 now to Battle. Well, Deneen gave up those 4 runs in the first 2 innings and then sat down 3 batters in a row in the 3rd and the 4th. 1 out now in the bottom of the 5th, another called strike. Thank you for joining us for the broadcast. It's been a lot of fun having guests on. Rounded to third again. Good pick by Deshaun. Throw over to first in time. Another 5-3 put out. 3 straight ground balls induced by J.D. Deneen, dating back to the last 4th inning. Here's Jacob Dressler. Had an RBI double back in the first, flew out in the second. First pitch to him is another called strike. Good for J.D. Deneen. He was able to work out of trouble in the second inning. Swung on and missed. 0-2 now to Dressler. He's able to work out of trouble in the second inning and has since settled down quite nicely. He still is pitching. That one smacked into left center field. That was going to be a base hit for Jacob Dressler, but Connor Lane can't come up with it in left field. That's going to go as a single and an error on the left fielder Connor Lane that allowed Dressler to reach second. E7, second error of the day on the Bombers. So now runners in scoring position for Spencer Weston. He was hit by a pitch in the first, ended up scoring and grounded out to third in the second. Smacked foul. One of these teams will move to 4-2 today. Haymakers and the Bombers both sitting at 3-2 entering play today. Breaking ball high. 1-1 now to Weston. Weston backs out. Throw to second. No one was covering on the bag. Luckily, a diving stop by Blaschke at second kept it from getting into the outfield. And pardon, that's Brandon Dodd now at second taking over for Blaschke. Called strike against Weston, 1-2. I'd like to remind you that at 11:30 we have another game coming up here in Palm Springs Stadium. We'll have the broadcast for Lumberjacks at Grizzly at 11:30 scheduled. Swung on and missed. Yeah, that's what I thought. I went silent for a second. I knew that was a 2-strike pitch. So that was a strikeout. Spencer Weston strikes out to end the 5th inning. So the Haymakers leave a runner at second. We're heading to the top of the 6th. We'll see if they call it here. Having a chat with the umpire. Yep, they're going to head out there for the top of the 6th. So we'll see you for the top of the inning right after this. Haymakers still leading 4-3. We've reached the top of the 6th. Haymakers looking to shut the door on this one. They lead the Bombers 4-3. Luis Santamaria back on the mound, looking to finish this one out. It'll be a pinch hitter for the Bombers. Brandon Brown steps in the left-hand batter's box, pinch hitting for Justice Lucas. Swung on and missed. 1-1 count now to Brown. Bombers struck for 2 in the first, 1 in the third. That one gets away from Santamaria. 2-1. 2 runs on 5 walks in the first inning and no hits in that frame. Bombers have had 3 triples today, 1 by Mason Daniels and 2 by Deshaun Johnson. Only 1 of those triples came to score. So extra base hits without finishing touches looming large right now for the yellow and black. That one smacked into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Brandon Brown rounds first. He'll stay there with a leadoff hit. Brendan Dodd's going to dig in for his first at bat. He took over at second base. Brendan Dodd has already had late game heroics in his blood already this season. Had an RBI walk-off single against the Grizzly a few days ago. First pitch to Dodd misses in the dirt is 1-0. Fastball doesn't catch the outside. 2-0 now to Dodd. At the current moment, the pitchers of record for each team. Evan Shaw is in line for the win. Swung on and missed by Dodd, 2-1. Evan Shaw in line for the win right now. Came in relief, took over after 1/3 pitched by Chase Rossman. Losing pitcher at the current moment is J.D. Deneen, but if the Haymakers are able to put a run across here to either tie it or win it with 2, Deneen has gone the full way so far. 5 innings pitched. Luis Santamaria, the right-hander on the mound, trying to make sure that does not happen. Misses outside, 3-1 to Dodd. This is a save opportunity for Luis Santamaria. He's on for his 3rd inning of work. He's only faced 2 batters over the minimum. 1 a walk and 1 a triple that ended up being stranded at 3rd back in the 5th. Swung on and missed by Dodd. First out here in the top of the 6th. Brandon Dodd goes down swinging. That's the first strikeout for Santamaria. Brings up the new left fielder Connor Lang for his first at bat. Lefty on righty matchup. Brandon Brown at first. He singled. First pitch misses high. 1-0. Connor Lang still hitless in this early PSCL season. He's been aboard twice with 2 walks and scored a run. In there, inside corner. Evens the count 1-1 to Connor Lang. That one gets away from the catcher, Jackson Huntley. Heading to second is Brandon Brown. So Brown is in scoring position on the wild pitch. Base hit here could even things up for the Bombers. They've trailed since the bottom of the first. We're approaching 11:05. Almost 2 hours since start time here today. That one is lifted into center field. Savon Battle comes in. He'll make the catch. Bluffing a tag at second is Brandon Brown, but he'll stay at the bag. So the last hope now for the Bombers is going to be Aiden Rowan. He's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out and popped out to the third baseman. Should this one go any further, Matt Gonzalez has a bat on deck. Another lefty on righty matchup. First pitch swinging, first pitch missing, 0-1. One of these teams is going to advance to 4-2 today. Both teams at 3-2 on the early PSCL season. Next pitch by Santa Maria. Another one swung on and missed. The Bombers are down to their last strike, a runner in scoring position. They've already had woes today. 3 triples, only 1 has scored. The first one came with 2 outs in the second, stranded at third. The next one came in the third. It was a leadoff triple and came in to score. In the fifth, third triple from Deshaun Johnson came with 1 out. That one skied down the left field line and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Aiden Rowan looking to keep this one alive. Here's the pitch from Santa Maria. Bounces off the glove of Jackson Huntley. Going to third is Brandon Brown. That's going to go as a pass ball. It missed high, but not high enough for Huntley to have missed it that bad. Popped out of the webbing. So a wild pitch and a pass ball has yet another runner at third base for the Bombers. A base hit ties this one up. One ball and 2 strikes. Luis Santamaria looking to close this one out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Santa Maria converts the save opportunity, and that's going to do it here today. The Haymakers hold on to win 4-3 over the Bombers. Winning pitcher for the Haymakers is going to be Evan Shaw. Losing pitcher for the Bombers will be J.D. Deneen. He went the distance, but not without giving up 4 runs. That's all that the Haymakers needed to get the win here today. Haymakers advance to 4-2 on the season. The Bombers fall back down to 3-3 at 500. So thank you for tuning into the broadcast. Again, Sam Walters on the call. We'll be back in just about 30 minutes or so, probably around 11:45 for Lumberjacks at Grizzly. For Tyler Hughes, our assistant GM of the PSCL, and for Reese Jacada, our PSCL coordinator, and for me and for my partner Steve, we thank you for tuning in. We'll see you for Lumberjacks Grizzly in just about 30 minutes.